Everyone has tattoos. I'm gonna be punk rock and not get the tattoo.
It's one thing to commit to a role, but it's a whole other level when it's done in permanent ink. From commemorative tattoos in memory of special projects to actors who've gone full method and gotten inked for their roles, we're diving into the world of actor tattoos. Which knight got a matching tattoo with other cast members? How about the actor who was responsible for inking the other actors on set?
I actually got a tattoo of a spider. No. Yeah, I did, yeah.
His foot spidey senses were definitely tingling when Tom Holland got this painfully placed Spider-Man symbol tattoo. He got the commemorative tat done in New York, and the actor himself was surprised he actually did it. He'd always wanted to permanently brand himself with the power of Spider-Man, but was never sure he'd actually follow through with it.
That's the date that we both got Game of Thrones on. Yeah.
Their sisterly bond is forever since Sophie Turner and Maisie Williams tattooed themselves with the date that each first began filming for the epic Game of Thrones. It is a pretty significant date for both their careers and their relationship. If you have a hard time spotting Turner's ink, it's because she had it done in peach, so it wasn't too noticeable. A good idea for any actor.
I can see nothing. There's absolutely...
Turner went a step further and also got a tattoo of a direwolf, the emblem of the Stark family, on her forearm. How about this little flame finger tattoo? That's not from Game of Thrones, but in honor of her role in X-Men.
I think there are a lot of girls who can relate to Hannah, and I'm glad that, we're able to execute it the way that we did.
13 Reasons Why was a hugely impactful show for so many people, especially Selena Gomez, who forayed into producing the show. In honor of the production, she and two of the cast members, Tommy Dorfman and Alicia Bowe, got semicolon tattoos in honor of the series and to raise awareness of teen mental illness. For Dorfman, it was quite personal as he'd struggled with mental health himself.
I think it was just we wanted to get the tattoo because of the meaning of the tattoo.
So both the tattoo and show meant a lot for him. The ink they all bear is also in reference to a mental health nonprofit that the show supported called Project Semicolon.
I've actually tattooed I've done about almost 50 tattoos now.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
No one is really sure why it's misspelled, but Margot Robbie and many folks from the Suicide Squad branded themselves in honor of the film with the wild tattoo spelling of SKWAD. Robbie herself was responsible for brandishing the team members and even tattooed herself. While they turned out well for the most part, she did screw up the spelling on one of them.
But I was writing a word and I spelt it wrong.
Thank goodness he didn't pay her for it. In addition to the hashtag squad tattoos, many members of the team got what is affectionately called the toe-moji. Happy faces Robbie tattooed on the bottom of people's toes.
She's like, let's get a tattoo when we wrap. And I thought, that sounds so awesome.
Have you binged The Flight Attendant yet? If not, now is definitely the time. Kaley, Cuoco, and Zosia Mamet give stellar performances. They loved it so much they even got matching tattoos alongside other members of the team to commemorate the experience. These little paper airplanes leaving a tiny trail behind on their ankles are an obvious nod to the title of the show. Check out this little bee tattoo. Does Emilia Clarke just have an affinity for little bugs? Nope. It's actually a nod to her character Lou in the film Me Before You, who sported the same one. There are also some dainty dragons on her wrist that she got shortly after wrapping Game of Thrones in memory of her time as Daenerys.
Because you're coming in to get a tattoo of a dragon?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you really doing it?
This tattoo was done by the same tattoo artist who did the bee, the famous Dr. Wu.
The movie A Star is Born, it's a love story. We worked so hard.
This giant rose tattoo along her spine is gorgeous and an evident ode to the film A Star is Born. La Vie en Rose is of course the title of the Edith Piaf song she sings in the movie. Anyone who watched her performance live with Bradley Cooper knows it was a hugely significant experience for her. It only makes sense she kept its memory alive with a tattoo just as beautiful as the movie.
Scarlett, it was your idea for the original 6 Avengers to become tattooed together?
Yeah. I think Chris Evans and I kind of came up.
When Scarlett Johansson has an idea, she commits to it. The actress decided to get an Avengers tattoo with Chris Evans. And then she and Evans convinced the other members of the Avengers to do the same. And they were successful in convincing everyone, except Mark Ruffalo.
I'm afraid of needles. Okay, so there's that.
The tattoo artist who did it for Evans and Johansson actually flew down to LA and gave the matching tattoos with secret images embedded in them to Jeremy Renner, Robert Downey Jr., and Chris Hemsworth. That large tattoo of a sparrow flying over the ocean that's seen on Johnny Depp's arm in the first of the Pirates of the Caribbean films? While it may be a fake one created by a makeup artist, he did end up getting an almost exact replica permanently done in the same spot. His actual tattoo has the sparrow facing the opposite way of the one seen in the film. How about the name Jack written underneath it? It seems like it could be a nod to his character name, but it's actually in honor of his son, who just happens to be called Jack.
Then I was like, hey, I really want to get a tattoo.
If any of the Pretty Little Liars actresses raise their index finger to their mouth to shh anyone, it would be obvious which show they did. Lucy Hale, Shay Mitchell, Sasha Petersa, Troyan Bellisario, Janelle Parrish, and Ashley Benson all got initials of their characters tattooed in the same spot on their fingers to celebrate the long-running series that played a significant role in all of their careers.
You know, I don't know if you have a tattoo, but it's sort of like you get something for one initial reason and then it turns into a million different reasons.
Adults get tattoos all the time, but for the young actors who were part of the Descendants 2 team, the decision was much bigger. Many of the members of the team got these anchor tattoos, though they all brought their own personal style and preference to them, since they all vary in size and shape. One thing for sure is that they all look brilliant. The epic Lord of the Rings films weren't just epic for us, but the whole cast too. After wrapping shooting for the Fellowship of the Rings in 2001, the 9 of the group got the word 9 tattooed in Elvish as a way of keeping them connected to each other for the rest of their lives. They also chose different locations for the tattoos, and even Sir Ian McKellen joined in on the fun and got his tattoo on his shoulder.
It says 9, Elvish for 9.
Bryan Cranston, aka Walter White, commemorated his time on Breaking Bad with a small hidden tattoo of the show's logo, a riff on the periodic table of elements, on his finger. Why that specific hidden spot choice?
People would say, wait a minute, why would you put it there? No one can see it. And I go, I can see it.
For the actor, it was about keeping the tattoo as a reminder to himself of the journey he went on with the show. Cranston wasn't the only one to get inked. It's no surprise his sidekick Aaron Paul, aka Jesse Pinkman, got a tat as well. Much less hidden, the phrase "no half measures" is placed on the inside of Paul's forearm. Aside from being a quote from his character in the show, it was also the name of the 12th episode in the 3rd season. Why is this significant? Well, it's the episode that Walter fully committed to being in business with Pinkman. Walter wasn't looking back, and neither was Paul when he got the tattoo. After going through the intense experience of playing sister wives in Mad Max Fury Road, the actors all got small tattoos of 3 little dots in the shape of a triangle to commemorate the experience. Now they will definitely be sister wives for life. In spirit, that is. Watching Shia LaBeouf in his more recent films, it's hard to tell which tattoos are real since he's gotten so many for both personal reasons and for roles. He got a whopping 12 individual tattoos for his role in American Honey, including 2 portraits of Missy Elliott above his kneecaps. If that weren't enough, he also got a huge chest tattoo for his role in the film The Tax Collector. Talk about going full method. After shooting the first season of a series of unfortunate events and learning it would be renewed for his 2nd season, Neil Patrick Harris celebrated by getting his very first tattoo.
Then you posted a photo that makes it seem like you maybe got the actual tattoo.
I did, indeed.
You did!
The same one that his character Count Olaf had on his ankle. Must have been a nice break for the makeup artist who no longer had to apply the fake one each time he was shooting. Talk about commitment.
I'm sincerely just super proud of the show.
So many of these tattoos are beautiful reminders of the pivotal moments in their careers and lives. We wonder if any other actors will go so far as to tattoo their entire chest like Shia LaBeouf. Would you go that far for a role?